That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Rally to Read!
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, the Grapevine, and we're about to pick some grapes. And thank you again to maybe Shannon and the Ray Nitty. Yes, we got Zach on the 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. I think he's ready to take a break, man. Straight up. So we all gonna take a break. And before we take this break, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to 101.7 The Truth, because we are happy that you are here. We are happy that you're listening. And we love the fact that you are in Milwaukee and tuned in. Milwaukee, it's almost the 4th. The grill's out. Somebody's cousin already started the playlist argument, talking about, man, I'm going to play T-Pain. Or whatever they playing. They playing Bow by Ray Nitty. And somewhere else, some auntie is already gardening a potato salad talking about don't put no raisins in it. She gardening it like it's Fort Knox. But before we get to the fireworks, let's get to the fire. About 174 years ago, just about a man named Frederick Douglass stood up. Yep, he stood up in front of a crowd on this exact holiday, and he asked them straight up. He was like, what is the 4th of July to a slave? He ain't sugarcoated. He ain't call it a sham. He said he said the fireworks, the flags, and the parade, none of it was for him. None of it was for his people. I'm going to read a little bit what Frederick Douglass said. He said, who could address this audience without quelling a sensation, has stronger nerves than I have. I do not remember ever to have appeared as a speaker before any assembly more shrinkingly, nor with greater distrust of my ability than I do this day. A feeling has crept over me quite unfavorable to the exercise of my limited powers of speech. The task before me is one which requires much previous thought and study for its proper performance. I know that apologies of this sort are generally considered flat and unmeaning. I trust, however, that mine will not be considered. Should I seem at ease, my appearance would much misrepresent me. The little experience I have in addressing public meetings in country schoolhouses avails me nothing on the present occasion. I'm going to read one more thing. The papers and placards say that I'm to deliver a 4th July oration. This was the beginning of Frederick Douglass's speech to a group of folks that invited him out to talk about. They thought that he was going to talk about the 4th of July and how happy we were to be on the 4th of July. And he said the quite opposite. He said, what was it? What was the 4th of July to a slave? In 1776, we were still slaves. And so now we here, 2026, and we got the cookout, we got fireworks, we got the flag flying on our porches. So the question today isn't do we celebrate, right? Because we celebrate as people, we celebrate everything. We celebrate everything. We celebrate everything that's in our blood. It's straight up in our blood. The question is, what are we really celebrating? And who earned the right to ask that question out loud? So today, between 1 and 4, we're going to do both. We're going to laugh. We're going to, eat good in spirit. In spirit. I'm not eating on the air with y'all. I might have a little bit of chocolate or something, but I'm not going to eat that much. Even if you can't smell it through the radio, we're going to argue about cookout songs like it's a title fight. And we're going to get real about what freedom looks like when it's still catching up to some of us. So this is Fireworks and Freedom Papers. And Milwaukee, we need you to pull up. So pull up from the YouTube channel. Hit us up on YouTube live. Hit us up in the chat. We want to hear. We're going to hear from you. This is Thursday. This is Thirsty Thursday. This is our last day of the week, basically for a lot of us. Or you could text me at 833-212-1017. You can pick some grapes, or you can give us a call, and we're gonna find out what's on your mind. I want to know. Like, you can tell me whatever. Straight up, it doesn't matter. So, 1852. It's 1852. It's you in Rochester, New York. Shout out to Rochester. Y'all got a great, dope underground hip hop scene. Fantastic underground hip hop scene. So if you know about hip hop, go ahead, check out Rochester, New York. Frederick Douglass gets invited to speak at a 4th of July event. And instead of giving them that flag waving speech they expected, he flips it on them. He flips it so cold. So he basically says, and I'm going to paraphrase. I'll probably read a little bit just to give you a little context, and not read it. And I'm not going to read it all, but I want to give y'all a little context. He said the celebration itself, and what he's trying to do in this, if you ever read the speech, what he's trying to do, he's trying to reveal the gaps between America's promise, like the promise of independence, and America's practice. And there's a difference between the promise and the practice. You can promise something, but until you put it into action, then that becomes a whole nother thing. So if you promise one thing and then you don't put it into practice, then it's falling on dead ears. It's dead weight. So him looking at the people that were listening, he flipped the whole party. So that's and more than any day of the year, he had to make the switch. And that's the celebration itself, to someone still in chains. Like even 20 years, 30 years prior, he was trying to free himself. 20 years prior, he was trying to free himself from the modern, that at that time, the modern whips and chains of a slave master. Straight up. He was trying to get himself free. So for him to have that opportunity, and for him not to speak on the ideal of independence and its promise and the actual practice of independence, it will behoove him not to do it. So at that time, he's just proclaiming that the Independence Day, the 4th of July was a party that they were having around him, but he wasn't invited to. Like, it's happening in your own front yard. And imagine this, like it's a party, people kicking it. They got barbecues, all this other stuff, and it ain't going down for you. In certain areas, they use this celebration to go and lynch black people. This was a part of the celebration. They was going picnic. That's what it was. So check this out. I'm gonna read just the last part of his speech because I want people to really get this context. He said, what did he say? He said, the far off and almost fabulous Pacific rose in grandeur at our feet. The celestial empire, the mystery of ages is being solved. The flat of the Almighty, let there be light, has not yet spent its force. No abuse, no outrage, whether in taste, sport, or avarice, can now hide itself from the all-pervading light. The iron shoe and crippled foot of China must be seen in contrast with nature. Africa must rise and put her yet unwoven garment. And put on her yet unwoven garment. This is literally what this man said. In 1852, he's telling a room full of people that don't look like him at all that Africa must rise and put on her yet unwoven garment. Ethiopia shall stretch out her hand unto God in the fervent aspirations of William Lloyd Garrison, I say, and let every heart join in saying. So he's telling people to to repeat after him. But listen, he's telling people that things are going to flip. He's saying Africa must rise and put on her yet unwoven garment. He said, Godspeed, the year of Jubilee, the wide world over, when from their galing chain set free, the oppressed shall vilely bend the knee and wear the yoke of tyranny like brutes no more. That's from William Lloyd Garrison. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you get my drift. You get my drift. Now, this speech is almost dang near 200 years old, and yet, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but when you scroll past all these fireworks, these pictures, you roll past the fireworks, it's, you got the fireworks pictures and you on your phone, you looking at all the fireworks. Does any part of this still feel like the gap that he was talking about? Or has the gap closed enough that it doesn't sting the same? So it's not a rhetorical question, Milwaukee. I'm just like, the phone lines is open. I want to hear it. Is it still the same or is it different? Did we just close the gap? The phone lines is open, 833-212-1017. And you can hit us up on YouTube chat on the Truth Radio 101.7. We'll be back in 2.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
89, the number, another summer. Sound of the funky drummer. Music hitting your heart, cause I know you got soul, brother and sister. Listen if you're missing, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing. Hey, giving what you're getting. Know what I know.
Yeah. Welcome back. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. Yes. And this is the Grapevine. We're going to pick some more grapes. Straight up, we're going to pick some more grapes because I'm excited. I'm excited because we fighting the power. We fighting the power before the 4th of July. We fighting the power. Those lyrics were from Public Enemy, Fight the Power. He said 1989. I mean, they ain't 89, but it's all the same, right? The number, it's a number, another summer, sound of the funky drum, music hitting your heart, because I know you got soul, brothers and sisters. Listen if you're missing. Y'all swinging while I'm singing. Giving what you're getting, knowing what I know while the black band sweating and the rhythm rhyme rolling. Got to give us what we want. Got to give us what we need. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. And it's real. Like, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. We can't sugarcoat it, y'all. Straight up. They were right. Swinging while I'm singing. So this is he's saying to everybody, like, he's saying to everybody that this song is my connection to you, and it's also your theme song. It's your theme song. So we're gonna switch gears for a minute. We're gonna switch gears, but we're gonna stay on topic, stay on theme, and stay with me because yesterday I was invited to watch the Team USA. Congratulations to Team USA soccer team. Straight up, y'all did your thing. If y'all listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all for doing your thing, fighting for the country. And I noticed it was, the team got a little dark. Got a lot more froze on the squad. So this week we sitting here asking And I started asking myself who America really claims. Team USA is at the World Cup. And the reason why they're still alive in this tournament, in the World Cup, is because of a kid named Malik. His name is Malik. A kid named Malik Tillman buried what they call a free kick. So if you're not used to soccer, he buried a free kick. And he had blood coming through his sock. He didn't even care. Kicked that ball. Man, he kicked that ball and it was like 3 inches above one player, and the ball just dropped past the goalie and in. And the team was down. In soccer, you play 11 on 11. The goalie is part of the squad. So they had 10. It was the Team USA had 10 people, 10 players on the team because one player named Follerin, he was another black player who was playing cold. He got kicked off. He got what they call a red card. So he had to they penalized the team, and then he had to leave the field. So he went to the showers. They had 10 men. They down a body. Everybody in the stadium literally counting USA out because they like, all right, 10 men. They got 20 minutes left. These dudes are about to, and these kids were like, especially the black kids. A lot of them. It's like 60% black on this squad. So they probably look at each other like, man, nah, not today. Not today. So this isn't just sports. I'm not necessarily talking about sports. And this is not just a highlight, but this is a metaphor. It's a metaphor walking around in cleats, walking around some soccer cleats. And there's the thing that gets me. This ain't new. Black kids have been grinding on soccer fields in this country for decades, including yours truly. Getting told to go play basketball, that's your sport. Getting looked at sideways when they showed up to travel teams, because with soccer, you travel just as much as you do AAU basketball and or more. Not only do you play at younger ages internationally, but you play with people that aren't even from your genre, your culture, your race, nothing. You play with people who are completely different from you, right? So it overseas, is worse. You get chants, slurs thrown at you, bananas thrown on the field. It's a whole ugly history of what it costs black players just to be allowed to play at the highest of all high levels. And remember, soccer is a very international sport. One of the best sports you can lean into for investment or to just play as a kid and to be able to travel the world. This is one of the best sports you can do. And we don't talk about that enough. We don't talk about how you can play at the highest level, how these black players are allowed to play at the highest level. Because the highlight reel only shows the goal, not the years. Nobody's believing in you before the goal. So here's my question for the highlight. I want you to sit this on your mind. I want you to really sit this on your mind. America loves us out loud when we're winning something for them. Scoring the goal, getting the win, waving the flag in the post-game interview. You draped in it, yeah, America, everybody cheering. But does that love hold up over the other 364 days of the year when there's no scoreboard, there's no trophy on the line? It's just us walking through the world as who we are with nothing to win for anybody. Yes, like when, the black folks came home from Nam. They came home from the war and they were sitting back like, yeah, I'm back home. They came back and it's like how they showed depicted in in Dead Presidents, and how Lorenz Tate came home, whatever his name is in the movie, came home and he, had his thing, and he's proud to be home, and his mom was trying to ask him questions, and you could see on his face, all he wanted to do was be celebrated just a little bit, but she trying to ask him what was going on. His dad was like, "Calm down, lady. Like this guy got out of 5 years of the service. Calm down." So when it's just us walking through the world, nothing to win for anybody. I already got my answer. When there's no scoreboard, I'm gonna ask this question again. When there's no scoreboard, no trophy on the line, does that same love hold up over the last 364 days? When it's just us walking through the world, who we are, nothing to win for nobody. I got my answer, but I want to hear yours. The phone lines is open. The phone lines is open. The phone lines open. The YouTube chat is open. Go to the YouTube chat. You can text me 833-212-10117 if you're still at work and you ain't celebrating your 4th of July or the 4th of July. It can be everybody's. My granddad, I'm pretty sure he's ready to celebrate too. He served 2 wars. He did 2. Straight up. He did the Korean War and he did the Vietnam War. 90-something years old. And he knows what this is about. He only celebrates it because he likes to have the day off. He would likes to see when they're off of work. But he knows the history. He's also a historian. But the phone line is open. And just don't tell me you like the goal. Tell me what it made you feel. Because I guarantee it was a nice shot. It was a cold shot. But when you look at it, when you really, really look at all of this, we had people, I remember going to a soccer game, and a friend of mine, Jamal was playing. He's a big old guy. He's 6'2", 6'3". He's running up and down the field. He's about 200 pounds, and he's fast. And he's doing this thing, and he does a sliding tackle on somebody. It was legal. Sliding tackle, gets the ball. Kid falls down. He flops. The kid's dad then calls us the N-word, then calls us monkeys. Now, we a team full of kids whose parents just came out of the, civil rights. What do you think we did? It's probably I don't know. We probably in 30 minutes of the game. It's an hour-long game. Man, this guy said that, and Jamal turned around, 6'3", 200 pounds, and he looked at the dude. He was like, "What you say?" I'm going to tell you the rest of the story in 2 minutes. Stay there.
Freedom has a history. Come experience it. Visit the Milton House Museum, Wisconsin's only certified Underground Railroad site open to the public. Tour the historic 1844 Inn, step down into the cellar, and walk through the underground tunnel in the footsteps of freedom seekers who risked everything on their journey to liberty. Hear powerful stories of courage, sacrifice, hope, and determination, and discover Wisconsin's connection to the Underground Railroad and the fight for freedom. Guided tours of the Milton House are available Tuesday through Sunday through Labor Day weekend. Learn more at miltonhouse.org.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Man, hey, somebody texted me the other day about these beats, and they were like, these are fire. Zach, hey, look, literally he hit me twice. The dude was like, man, these are some fire beats. And then he hit me again, was like, yeah, these are some very, very fire beats. So I really appreciate it, man. I really do. Cold producer. What the business is, looking to discover and support local businesses in our community, then make sure you tune in every Friday at 8 a.m. to Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman for What the Business Is, powered by We Energies. Each week, we'll hear from local business owners as they share what their business is, where they're located, and one valuable lesson they've learned along the way. We Energies is proud to help power local businesses and the communities they serve. Don't miss What the Business Is every Friday at 8 a.m. only on Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman, powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. And now we're back. Welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and guess what we're talking about? We are talking about the 4th of July. My boy Looney always, he probably would say the 4th of July. You lying? So, yes, 4th of July. We talking about Frederick Douglass. We talked about, I read some lyrics. I read some lyrics from his speech, his 4th of July speech, and y'all got to read it, man. Y'all have to read it. Those words from that speech are relevant to today. Still relevant. Because if you look at how relevant those words are, you'll learn a lot about who you are right now. You will definitely learn about what's going on with you, not just the system. So then we started talking about the Team USA and the story, and how the story of having black players on a squad, on a supposed to be a predominantly white squad. Ultimately, it was for a while. Now it's full of black players. And I was thinking, before I even get back to my story, is that I want y'all to feel this. Soccer was not invented by Europeans. It wasn't. Soccer was, from what I know, invented by natives. So for it to be a backdrop of racial superiority for so long is an atrocity in itself. But there is a boatload of racism in a sport that doesn't even belong to the people who hold power in this sport. they kept so many people out of its graces. You had people who broke into it, like Jimmy Banks, a local from Milwaukee who got international attention for being one of the best soccer players almost in the world. Fast, strong, athletic, all that. But he was able to make it happen. And he has, children, and it's that's what it is. So now this team, I'm a give you the backdrop for this team before I go back into the story. The backdrop of this squad is amazing. They got 66, basically 60% black players on the squad. And they're fabulous individuals. They're probably some very athletic kids who didn't just play soccer. They probably grew up playing all the other sports, but soccer happened to stand out for them. They were, some of them come from different backgrounds. We probably had a dad who ran track for Ivy League school, at an Ivy League school, PWI. And he probably got a code, high level degree. And then you probably had a dad who gave his genes to his son, who was had a past. He had a past. He didn't run track. He just hopped fences. Now you got a son who's playing on the highest level. And people want to tap into that. But it's not just Team USA that's tapped into. It's not just Team USA that tapped into how important black players now are in the sport of soccer. It's people all over the world. If you look at the majority of the top European players, the top players that are in Europe playing in all those leagues, and also some of those players that are playing in the World Cup today. I'm going to take an example, not a far cry, France. France's squad is full of African players that speak French, that happen to have a nationality in France. Mbappe and whoever, Ballet or whatever these guys' names are. Like, these guys are some of the best in the world, and they're playing for a European country. Very, very interesting. So you can't deny I'm not even going to say the superiority, but you can't deny the fact that you have to tap in to the people you kept out. Straight up. It's almost inevitable. It took for Team USA, it took a coach from, I think he's Uruguayan or Paraguay, wherever he's from, to play with these black players from America and recognize that they are some of the highest level athletes that you could get from out of America, and teach them brand new skills and allow them to play at the highest level. It just happens. And it's no shade against any other. It's no shade against any other information, any other person, any other race of individual. No, it's just what it is. This is just what it is. The genetic code of African born and also genealogically African American and European Africans is undeniable. You got people who are playing in favelas and ghettos, and they playing with rocks, like literal rocks and socks. And then they coming out and they're like, you allow me to play soccer? And I had to fight for my life? No, I'm going to play. Yeah, and I ain't letting it go. Sign that contract, $100 million. Like this, that's what some of these guys are getting paid. In soccer, they're getting paid way more. That's why you got basketball players that are investing in these even B, C League soccer teams. Yo, these players are getting paid straight up. So back to my story. When I was playing soccer, and I'm gonna update everybody. When I was playing soccer, I had a guy named Jamal on my squad, 6'3", 6'2", whatever, 200 pounds, fast, able to play soccer. He played. He was good. And, man, he did a sliding tackle on somebody. The kid happened to be white. He was a little smaller, but he was my height. So I'm 5'7", 5'8". And the kid did a little flop. And his dad, who was, I think even his dad sounded like he was from Australia or something like that. But it didn't matter. You know, a word is a word. He called us the N-word, and then he said monkeys. And Jamal looked up. He looked like the Incredible Hulk. He was like, what did you say? And, man, you should have saw the entire crowd. Our crowd, it was probably us, our coach, and our van that was black. That was it. And then the rest of the crowd was white. And so we were way out, like middle of, like, we probably an hour away from Milwaukee. And this dude said this, and we 30 minutes into the game. Jamal took one step, and we had this guy, we called him 65, Jason. Shout out to Jason. Runs out the goalie box. He's playing goalie. He runs out the goalie box, grabs Jamal. Jamal shakes him. And Jason about 140, soaking wet at the time. Boop. And they're like holding Jamal back. But other people start going after this dude. The parent. The parent jumps in his Porsche and peels out and leaves his son. He peels out and leaves his son on the field. Man, and when I say we had it out for that kid, it was a wrap. It was a wrap for him. We did not, his son was being aimed at the entire time. So these are some of the things that, this is just a microcosm of what black players in soccer had to deal with. This is just a small smidget of what players had to deal with, soccer players. So if I'm going to go to the chat line after our break, but I guarantee you that if you look at this sport and you look at the World Cup, go look and see how many African-born and or African players are playing on squads that are Euro-friendly. Hey, we're going to be back in 2 because we're going to continue on.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Babes, what are you doing?
What?
I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Dog, my projects is sweet, but if you ain't from where I'm from, like some dog, don't come or you getting yeah, we cheating, dog, that's automatic. We greedy, plus we trying to feed the needy, dog, with all the cash from the rich and give to the poor. We sell a few, don't let us find a
Woo! Dog, we turn them into spigot. Yeah. Shout out to Cuckoo Cow. Minimize, man. Straight up. I hope this song is part of the theme of the cookout. Straight up. I hope y'all are gonna if you gonna get together. My daddy always said if you're gonna do it all the way. Shout out to Muhammad Sabir. If you're gonna do it all the way. Just go all the way in. Because you know, if you're gonna go extreme, just go all the way in on the extreme. That's probably why people like this extremist that's in this office. They like, all right, man, somebody that's not going to tote the line on extremism. He's just going to make $2 billion last year, 2025. $2 billion? 2.2. He made $1.8 million on some watches or something of that sort and some books. Man, let me make that. But welcome back. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. You're on 101.7 The Truth, and this is the Grapevine. We are picking some grapes, and we're talking about the 4th of July. The 4th of July. Yes, we're talking about it. We're in it. This thing is real. I was talking about Frederick Douglass and how he had a speech that he was supposed to give on the 4th of July. And he didn't cut any corners. He told them straight up he told them straight up. Like he said to these folks, the iron shoe and crippled foot of China must be seen in contrast with nature. But this is really what he said he put this on a room full of folks that didn't even look like him. He said Africa must rise and put on her yet unwoven garment. Y'all remember that, because what he's saying is the origin of mankind is in Africa, and he's telling these people who are possible descendants, maybe a generation away from slave owners and or people who come from different parts of the world. He's telling them, and citizens of the United States, he's telling them that your nation is not as superior as the continent that I come from. And he's telling them to relay this message to the people that they think that they're going to free. And he says, Africa must rise and put on her yet unwoven garment. Ethiopia shall stretch out her hand unto God. Ethiopia, he's saying, is Abyssinia. Abyssinia houses a very large nation of individuals that are closely related to Jesus the Christ. Yes. And he's, man, lit bars. So I'm glad y'all back. I'm glad I'm dropping these bars on you. And here's my take. Y'all could come for me in the chat if you want to, but I think the cookout is the answer to Douglas's question and his statements. Not instead of the hard conversation alongside it, walking hand in hand with it. Because think about it. A people that were never supposed to survive, they were never supposed to build wealth, we were never supposed to have joy on purpose, never, turned an entire summer holiday into a full-on cultural institution. It's in our system. It's in our blood. The food, the music, the family reunion energy, the cousins you will only see like maybe twice a year. You know, the FaceTiming, all of that. Like your uncle that show up like it's his own place. Like the uncle to show up in the back of the, you know, he show up and he come through the back door. The uncle that shows up and he's like, man, what's up, y'all? That's us saying you tried to break us and we still found a way to have a good time on the exact day you claim was about freedom. That's defiant, and that's dope. That's resistance with the paper plate in your hand and the red cup that definitely ain't got water in it. Or sometimes. Right. Never mind. But I want to go a layer deeper because I think it's more than just like defiance. I think it's preservation. Every recipe, and just look at it. Every recipe passed down without a written measurement, like it's to taste. You see your grandmother and she, you know, take some flour and she put a little on there. I don't even know what that's called. Like this little pinch. That's a pinch. Yep. So every recipe that ain't got no real measurement. When you're like grandma, is it done? You'll know when it's done. You will know when it's done. Get out my kitchen. Every playlist that somehow gets everybody on the dance floor, like every playlist. They probably got some people probably got the same playlist for years. That's culture. It's our culture surviving on purpose. It's actually thriving. Because we have to take something and make that something out of nothing. This really isn't our holiday, and we made it ours. So that's us saving and saying our joy doesn't need permission. And it definitely doesn't need an invitation from somebody who's checking for us the other 364 days. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't please get it twisted. Resistance doesn't mean somebody didn't bring store-bought potato salad to the cookout and try to play it off like it's homemade because they probably put like a little bit of mayonnaise in there and then, you know, I'm using a lot of choo-choos. That's treason. That's like, you need to leave. That potato salad is not getting eaten. If you got homemade potato salad, that's the potato salad that's getting eaten with a side of like Doritos. So that's a whole different conversation for a whole different show. And honestly, might need his own 3 hours for that one person who's bringing potato salad from Pick and Save. But for real, I want callers on this though. Is the cookout just a party to you, or does it mean something bigger? Like when I go down south to, hang out with some of my folks down south, I know that when they doing their cookouts, like it ain't just a party, man. It's like a time to resist. Like there's a book called, and don't get me wrong, there's a book called Rest is Revolution or something like that. That's a part of the resting from the stress and the system that had, one, enslaved us, two, is keeping us on the hamster wheel. This is part of our resistance. This is part of our resistance. And there's so many documentaries about food as an act of defiance in Black culture. The sweet potato pie, like all of that has an act of defiance embedded in its recipes that your grandmother ain't passed down because she did everything by hand. So you could tell me about a family member who makes it what it is. Tell me about the tradition that nobody's allowed to mess with. I want people to call in 833-212-1017. Call in. Let me know. Let me hear it. The phone lines are open. Don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. Put somebody's name on blast for that potato salad situation. Put somebody's name on blast for making some whack fried chicken. If they bring baked, somebody, the problem is somebody bringing baked chicken to the cookout. Don't bring baked chicken to the cookout. Barbecue that joint. Barbecue it. And I'm the health guy. But today this is about resistance. This is about resistance. We're gonna take a break, take a little longer break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about a little bit of that resistance when we get back into.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good. My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations on 101.7 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL, Milwaukee, a Milwaukee Black media company.
This is America. It's free. I want to be free. All we want to be free. All we want to be free. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the Truth Radio 101.7. You on the Grapevine with me, your host, Manan Sabir, and we're about to pick some grapes on the Grapevine. That's right. We're in hour number 2, and the first hour, man, we got to talk about it. First hour, we talked about Frederick Douglass. Talked about how he did his thing on the 4th of July. He told them people, especially the folks, he told them where to go to find happiness. Give us free. Matter of fact, he was like, we just going to take it. He said it if you read the entire thing, he said we're going to take it. And it came out. You can't hold strong people down. Can't hold them down. And we talked about Team USA, talked about how majority of the Team USA is pretty much black, 60%. Majority of soccer right now is being saved by black people. If you are a politician, I'm gonna say this: if you're a politician and you ain't leaned into the power of soccer as a platform, bruh, that's all I'm saying. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sport. It's a great stress relief. One of the best stress reliefs you can have. Soccer is a great sport. Thank you, soccer. Love it. And then we jumped into some of these lyrics. Public Enemy, singing while I'm singing while you swinging. Yes, fight the power. And we talked about how the food is revolution. That's what I'm gonna get into today. We got a few more topics. We're not stopping. We got a poll. Take the poll. Take the poll on our YouTube channel. Take the poll right now. Go to Truth Radio. Take the poll. Is a cookout just a party, or what was the rest of it? Sorry. Is a cookout just a party, or is there a deeper meaning when we have cookouts? Is it a deeper meaning? I'm going to ask that question. Is it a deeper meaning when we have cookouts? And this is actually a powerful 4th of July conversation because it kind of flips the traditional narrative. The story of black food isn't just about recipes. It's about survival, innovation, identity, economics, politics, resistance. This is where real thriving happens. these conversations, when all these people get together, when people get together, it's things happen. You know, you may have a few fights. Man, I'll tell you about my family though. Or not. I'm not gonna expose, but there were a couple fist fights here and there. Shout out to rest in peace, Dave, Big Dave. Every barbecue, family reunion, fish fry, church picnic, and the cookout. The cookout is a resistance. It carries resistance. It carries pieces of the Black American history that usually go untold. Straight up. But millions of us are gonna fire up these grills. We're gonna eat the watermelon. We're gonna, queue up the barbecue, eat the sweet potatoes, baked beans, cornbread, greens, peach cobbler, pound cake. But how many people actually know the history of Black survival? Because food was one thing that couldn't be taken, like, completely. You had to, if you wanted to take it, you'd have to really, really, you had to fight us. So you had to fight us. It'll be, man, it'll be a problem. It'll be a real life problem. A hard problem. Africans had everything stripped away. Languages, names changed. Let's say you came over as Abdullah Bengali, and they changed your name to Anthony Williams. That's wild. Instead of your name being Abdullah Bengali, Ben meaning son of, they changed your name to what is it? Anthony Williams. What? Man, that's crazy. Family separated. Imagine coming over and you got a whole family and you walking by the river in Africa, somewhere in one of the countries. They were divided by colonization anyway. So I'm going to say one of the territories in the villages or cities. And then you fishing. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, "Yeah," and just snatches you. Gone. And nobody knows where you at. And then you get put on a boat and you recognize some people. You recognize some folks. And they may be part of your family. And then you are on this boat possibly for 2 months or less. And you don't know where you're going. And then you land in a place. Let's just name South Carolina. You land in South Carolina, and when you land in South Carolina, guess what? People snatch you away, and they continue to put more chains on you. Not only they put chains on you, they put a thing around your neck. They put a brace around your neck with 4 extensions, so you can't move around. You can't leave. You can't go through a fence or, it's locked. That's crazy. And then you had a religion, whatever the religion is, and they give you something else. They give you the religion that they worship, that they practicing. They give you that religion. That religion wasn't even in Africa. That wasn't the prominent religion. It was a part of Africa, but it wasn't in Africa predominantly. So food traditions survived. Food traditions, after things being stripped away, changed, attacked, separated, food traditions survived. They even said people would put rice kernels in their braids or in their locks in order to so the Africans would have brought certain types of rice that weren't native to the United States over those channels, those bodies of water here. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. African cooking techniques survive, spices, seeds, all without the internet. Agricultural knowledge crossed the Atlantic. Women and men secretly preserved recipes through memory. Every meal became cultural preservation. Food became history, like the collard green. The collard green. To pick a leaf. Let's just call it a leaf. All right? To pick a leaf and then add another leaf. To add another leaf on into that, a different type of leaf, to balance out the bitterness of you adding two different leaves, the mustard green and the collard green, and you're adding these things together to add a little. That mustard green adds a little spice, and then the collard green adds some kind of bitterness, but it's like tasty bitter, right? And then it's nutritious because then you boil it down in some water, and you add a whole bunch of other, garlic and hot spices and whatever else you're putting in there, and then you say, all right, grab me that smoked. I call it smoked turkey. Yep. You got that smoked turkey. You put that smoked turkey in there, and boom, you got some great collard greens. That's an act of resistance. Is it not? Not only is an act of resistance, it's a chain link bridge to where you came from. It's chain linked. It's right there. It's right in your DNA. And you pulling recipes out of your DNA. How do you think grandmas were able to cook things that they weren't even familiar with? They were able to be like, they were able to go into the kitchen without any customized Le Cordon Bleu training, and they were able to do what? Cook something that everybody could eat, from the baby to the old elderly. Food is resistance. Food is our resistance on 4th of July. We're going to continue to talk about food is our resistance on the 4th of July when we come back in 2.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Grapevine. We're about to pick some more grapes. I know y'all love the grapes. Yes, I do too. Love those grapes. Time to pick them. Yes, let's pick them. Al, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? First of all, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. And to the people who start crying when they drink, please stay at home. Nobody dealing with that drama.
That's crazy.
I heard you talk about slavery. The thing we have to understand during slavery, they pushed Christianity on Africans because Christianity is what kept Africans in line. Obey your master. It's okay for master to hit you, because that Christianity is not even what slaves was even practicing. They wasn't even speaking English. They were speaking T-U-T. That's why during the time of slavery, there was over 200 slave rebellions, because they knew they had more power in God. Just like when they cut the slave head off and they told master, you're still going to die. So if you really want to push back on this holiday, don't practice Christianity, because the Christianity for black people is to keep them in submission. That's why every holiday they never talk about the people who pushed back against slavery and talked back against Christianity, like your ancestors who was practicing hoodoo and voodoo, because you are the God and you have more power than God, because see, God sat and watched. You're the God that's on earth who can change it. Just remember the power of your flesh. Now have yourself a happy 4th. Eat all the pork, the greens, the drinks, and everything you want to do, and enjoy. Buzzball too, and if you want to have sex, have that too, because they did all that in Christianity as well. They just told you was going to hell while they was raping your kids. The boys and girls that have intercourse, kill them, but keep the virgins for yourself. Y'all have y'all a good one.
Appreciate it, Al. Thank you. Man, always opinionated. Yeah, that caught me off guard on the last part, but thanks, Al. I appreciate it. But you know, there is something to what you said about forced slavery, and then changing the narrative, the mental narrative of the person that you enslave. You have to put up as many barriers as you possibly can in order for them not to realize that they're a slave. Because once they realize that they are endangered, enslaved, captured, prisoner of war, once they realize it and they know it, and then they start to plan against it. So that's what I'm asking everyone is Our food, the way we cook, how we cook, what we cook is part of the revolution. No matter what part of the diaspora you are from, I'm going to say this again. No matter what part of the diaspora that you are from, what you cook is a part of the diaspora resistance. And I'm going to take it from the people that I grew up around, my grandparents, the sweet potato pie. The sweet potato we'll take the sweet potato. The sweet potato is an African import. The watermelon is an African import. The golden rice is an African import. The way people make collard greens, because you got to put. I'm not even talking about the recipes. I got a bunch of recipes that I literally have. I got collard green recipes that will blow some people's grandma's collard green recipes out the water. And I haven't tasted anything like mine. I got it from my grandma. Black eyed peas, yes. Black eyed peas, African import. Okra, African import. Field peas, some of them African import. The way we smoke turkey, African import. The way we cook cornbread, catfish, these aren't poor people's foods. It's a cuisine. It's how it happened in the full scope of things. And yes, of course, I'm talking about. And when I say poor people's foods, these definitely weren't poor people's foods. Like, I have to reiterate that, because we made it what it is. We made it a delicacy. Now people have taken our delicacy, our cuisine, and made it into delicacy. Sorry. Straight up. We turn scraps, and this is the truth. And more power to us, but we turn scraps into celebrated dishes. We turn the side dish, we turn the main food side chick into a declaration that dignity could not be taken away. We turned it into something of freedom. The 4th of July are like, yeah, thank you for coming, because with this conversation is needed. So after emancipation, one of the first things a lot of black families did was do exactly what you're about to do on 4th of July, is gather. They gathered, at the church. They did the Juneteenth celebration. We gather at the 4th of July family reunion. So basically, these weren't just parties. These were declarations, because we had to come together. People are saying we own our time. We're going to feed ourselves. What you thought, this is what our folks were saying to either the slave master. This is what they were saying to the sharecrop landowner. This is what you were saying to your boss at the industrial factory, Alice Chalmers, Ford, whatever, back in the day. This is what you saying to the people that. This is what they were saying to the people that held our voting rights away from us in the early 60s. When we was on the picket lines. This is what we were saying. After we came home, guess who had that plate ready for you? Yep. Oh, Annie Mae. Annie Mae had that plate. She had them navy beans. She had maybe some collard greens, maybe some green. She probably had, if she didn't have the collard greens, she had the green beans, fresh picked green beans with gravy and smoked turkey. She had that. So gathering isn't just an act of freedom. it's a way of life. It's resistance. Many Americans even think barbecue is simply Southern food, and it ain't. I know people in the South right now. No. Historians they increasingly recognize that enslaved black pit masters helped define the American barbecue traditions. They mastered, and this is black pit masters, people who actually took care of the food on the grill. The pit master, Uncle Charles, Uncle Charles with the 40 ounce. Uncle Charles, he's the pit master. He probably putting he probably putting the 40, some of the beer on the grill, pouring out to the homies. But the pit masters, they mastered, the black ones mastered whole animal cooking, be it a pig because it was the only animal around. They needed some protein, so boom, they got the pig. Whole chickens, goat, man, they probably had some other bigger animal. They mastered the smoking techniques. There's a tradition in Africa right now where they use, I don't know I'm not a cook, so y'all correct me, but they dig a hole, they put some charcoal in the hole, whatever it is, they wood, then they take some leaves, they wrap up, they make a grill, they take some leaves, right, and they take fish, they put fish in the leaves, and they put fish on this little grill piece. This is in the ground, and then they cover it up, they bury it, and it smokes for like days. Then they take it out. They take like a day and a half, 2 days, whatever. They take it out and they feed the entire village. That's what happens. Yes, that's smoking. They did seasonings. Man, listen. Black pepper and salt is not seasoning. It's not. It's basic. If you got pepper and salt, you at the wrong house. Don't go to somebody's barbecue and if the first thing you eat has a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, just walk away. Just easy. If you got your kids, hey y'all, my stomach hurt. I'm leaving. Just bounce. Now y'all, it's time to go. Because if they ain't got the, if they ain't got the seasoning salt, the oregano, the, whatever, the lemon pepper, all of that is African based. A lot of all the seasonings are African based. If they ain't got that, man, bounce, because you're not gonna have a good time. It's not gonna be tasty. So there are a lot of we invented a lot of famous barbecue traditions across the South, leaked on into the North, and it was built on black pit masters' expertise. But a lot of these guys went unnamed. And this is what I'm trying to get at. And I want y'all to understand is that we revolutionized the barbecue game. But it was an act. It was our act of resistance. All in all, the psychology behind it is absolutely ingenious. And we're going to continue to talk about the ingenuity of the folks that lent their hand to the 4th of July. We'll be back in 2.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Yeah, in-slum national, underground thunder bounce when I stomp the ground. Like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan, you can't stop a train. Who wants some, don't come unprepared, I'll be there. But when I leave there, better be a household name. Weatherman telling us it ain't gon' rain. So now we sitting in a drop top soaking wet. In a silk suit, trying not to sweat. Hit somersaults without the net. But this be the year that we won't forget. 1999. People just wanna be long as you know consequences are given for living the fences. Too high to jump in jail.
Woo! Welcome back to the Grapevine. Man, I ain't gonna lie. That song, when played, gets me hype. Man. Power. Man, that song. Whew. Y'all don't realize, man, that's some. Shout out to Outkast, man. Shout out to Outkast. You in the truth, 101.7. Bombs over Baghdad, baby. They need to play that. That needs to be at every cookout, straight up. That's another one. That's another one. Bang Bang. It's another one. Bombs over Baghdad. That one is that song right there definitely gets me up. That song I usually play regularly, and I'm gonna see if we can play this other one later on, but that song regularly gets me hype. I can play that song like over and over again at the gym, and it'll get me going. So add that to your playlist. And we're back. We're picking some grapes on the Grapevine. I'm glad y'all are tuning in, hitting us up on the chat. Make sure you call in. Call in 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. If you want to text text me or tell me your favorite cookout tradition. Or if you don't want to text me your favorite cookout tradition, text me which relative is you can say the name. Text me which relative is going to show up and clown. I'm going to say it, man, listen. There's a few that I think. But from my side of the family. But text me which relative is gonna show up and clown. Like absolutely give it all they got, come in, and they are 3 sheets to the wind. But they are some of the funniest individuals that you want around. Like, I want to know. Text me or call 833-212-1017 if you want to tell me about a tradition that you can't wait to encounter during your time with your family. Hit me up. It's all good. Or hit us up on the chat, the YouTube chat. So we've been talking about the food, how food is an act of resistance in Black culture, Black cookout, Black food. Food is definitely an act of resistance. We've been proving that. Africans brought agricultural knowledge that transformed America. America is definitely saved by the rice that we eat. They bought rice, bought okra. It's a lot of things that they bought. The sesame, the watermelon, black-eyed peas, sorghum. Like, for example, South Carolina's rice economy relied heavy on the expertise of Africans from rice-growing regions in West Africa. Yes. So they not only plucked Africans from West Africa, but they were searching for people that could grow they were searching for people that could labor and grow their economic power in a certain commodity, which happened to be, in this case, we're talking about rice. They plucked them people and was like, all right, come on, y'all. They wasn't listening like, come on, y'all. They were more like, get over here. And pow, here we are, trying to survive with rice. Man, y'all making money. Really, you start to think about it. We need our money back. Like, give me my money. Like, where the receipts at? Y'all ain't had no receipts on this? Give me my money back. Straight up. Give me my money. Where run my chips? What do people say? Run my chips. Run the bag back. Run the bag. Give me my money for bringing for my ancestors bringing rice over here and funding your empire. And I ain't getting nothing. Run me my chips. Nah, they not gonna do that. Watermelon was a symbol of freedom. Is also still a symbol of freedom. We bought watermelon. Watermelon, heavy in citrulline, can help individuals who have prostate issues, women who have hormonal issues. Watermelon, eat a lot of it. We bought that over here. Watermelon is an African product. It is not an American product. It is. We bought that over here. And if you taste watermelon from Africa, wherever it is grown, there's many different types of watermelon. And shout out to Baylor. Mr. Baylor, thank you for bringing the watermelon from, and he got seeded watermelon, which is really good. He seeded watermelon. It brings like trucks, boatloads of watermelons from the south to the north. But back to what I was saying. Watermelon in Africa, if you taste it, tastes exactly like cherry Kool-Aid. Lord God. Tastes exactly like cherry Kool-Aid. I no joke. If you want to taste some fantastic, because this watermelon grown on this soil is good watermelon. if it's organic, like the black diamond watermelon and big watermelon, all that, the seeded watermelon. If you taste the water, it's good watermelon. It tastes, like watermelon. But that watermelon over there, we know, if it's grown on this soil, it was probably like an offshoot. So, but because of the climate, but that watermelon over there tastes like cherry Kool-Aid. I promise you not. Promise you, you will not be disappointed. And watermelon was a symbol of freedom. So after the Civil War, many newly freed black Americans, black people, grew and sold watermelons because it represented economic independence. That's something that they knew how to do. They knew how to do it. The fruit became associated with prosperity, black prosperity. I know to this day, a guy who is making $1 million a year bringing watermelon from the South to the North, East Coast. He runs up and down the East Coast, and this is what he does. This is his business. But how they leaped the white system, their economic barrier system leaped into our food and tried to weaponize the watermelon and they made images of black people to mock our success. So they made these images to mock us. And they used these images to block our success and our independence. They used the watermelon image to say, we're going to market that the watermelon, if you want to eat watermelon, go ahead. But this is who you're going to be looking like. You're going to look like this individual who doesn't have any, teeth, who don't have much hair, who got like all of that. All of that. When in reality, the watermelon is a staple in cultures that have, one, survived heavily from it economically, but then also eating a watermelon keeps you full. It's full of water, and you can work all day just eating watermelon. Last night, my daughter had watermelon for dinner. This is literally what she had, and she went right to sleep. Right to sleep. Yeah, it's healthy. It can be dinner. So not only is a symbol of freedom, but it's also a pathway to resistance. So go ahead and eat that watermelon. Anybody make fun of you, so what? Eat the watermelon. Eat a lot of it. Have a watermelon eating contest. Eat it. All types of watermelon. Seeded, seedless. If you can, whatever type of watermelon you get, just get it. Our food is resistance, and we're going to continue to talk about our food as resistance. And then we're going to get into some fun things, like our military and how they feel about this. We'll be back in 2.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkuprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robberies. Flee with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me. Battle scarred shogun. Explosion when my pen hits. Tremendous. Ultraviolet shine blind forensics. I inspect view through the future. See millennium. Killer bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum. Shackling the mantis with drastic rap tactics. Graphic displays melt the steel.
Welcome back. This is, man, what this song right here? Man, wow, 1997. If y'all don't know, this is Wu-Tang. They second double CD album. This is Resistance 2. Straight up. Man, shout out to Wu-Tang. Shout out to my guys. They laid it out. Today we're talking about resistance, food as resistance, and this is you're on the Grapevine. You're on the Grapevine. We're picking some grapes. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. We're talking about food as resistance today. Food is resistance. I'm going to go to the chat because the chat be going down, man. Looney 504 said, "Where's my African necklace and X hat?" Jasmine West said, "Great topics." Hey, y'all. Baybar said, "Popsicle on deck." Jasmine. Looney said, "Just like the Clippers players were playing for a racist owner and making the team billions." That's right. They were making the team billions. Matter of fact, this is a whole nother story right there. It's a ceremony. Said Baybar gave an emoji. Looney 504 says it's a ceremony, and it's also a symbol of our resistance. We know that holiday is not for us, but we celebrate it anyway, and I'm sure it irritates the soul of the oppressors. Yes. Real McCoy said, "Always great conversation here." Baybar said, "Bruh." Looney 504 said, "Eat the pork." That was in response to Al. Baybar said, "Who in the heck eating sweet potato pies in the summer? You mentioned fall or winter dishes." Probably. I probably am, but some people gonna bust that stuff out anyway. Honestly, even if you have a fall or winter dish, I'm not a chef, not a cook, but people gonna bring that, or not, But I'm pretty sure you have some people that are gonna bring that. I know in the South, like you got the grandma who's gonna make that cherry pie or that apple pie. Yeah, that apple pie off the chain. Yeah. So you probably right. Hey, look, if you got any other suggestions, break them down. And Looney 504 said, Uncle Tim gonna get drunk and sing all the Motown classics. He gonna tell you he wrote for Smokey and Marvin. Yo, listen, it's funny. Smokey Robinson's relatives live here in Milwaukee. All the people, man. I'm not gonna name names because I'm gonna keep y'all. But they all look alike. All of them. A lot of them got the green eyes and stuff. Yep. Straight up. So we talking about food as resistance. We talking about food as resistance for the people. Food is resistance for the people. So it might look like, and just to cap this conversation, resistance doesn't have the same archetype as all other resistance. It does have similar arcs, but not the same, not similar fashions. Resistance can come in all different methods, all different modalities. Resistance comes in waves. It's all not the same. But you can show resistance right now as a people. You can show resistance as a people. Resistance today may look like me yesterday. I went off like, man, we don't need a strawberry fest in Cedarburg that we travel 25 miles to. We need, and you can go anywhere in the world. My daddy always said you can travel anywhere in the world, and the world is an oyster. The world is yours. The world is small. You can go anywhere in the world. If you ain't welcome, either you make something there or you move around, period. So you can go anywhere in the world, but you can also make your world where you are. You can make it. So resistance can be, especially against the system that we came into that's not ours. It's not ours. We're borrowing this system. So you can support black farmers today. And with all of the store closings, all of the grocery stores closing, you can support black farmers. You can support Will Allen. You can support Andre Lee Ellis. You can support Venus Williams. You can support all those people that are farming at Alice's Garden. You can support people who have backyard farms, front yard farms, egress farms. You can have you can support those farmers. You can support black CSA farmers. My cousin, who's a farmer, he's a black man. He owns a farm. He's making a black farmers app. Not only is he making an app, but he's also integrating the app with other IT and computer mechanisms. So you can support other black farmers. You can shop at, black-owned restaurants. Because you want to put that money, and not only does you doing this support the local economy, like the local black cultural economy, but it supports the economy in itself. Because one thing that we know about this country, when black people do well, and this is supported by on all fronts, all economic fronts, when black people do well, this entire country does well. And it shows. Look at music. When black people are able to bring music into the next phase, its next phase, then everything else changes. Everything. So you can support, in terms of resistance, you can support family recipes. You can teach children where the food comes from. You can show them how to cook. You can pass those recipes, those to taste recipes down to the children, over to the children. You can show them how to garden the way grandma used to do it. I remember coming back, looking back, I remember going to my grandmother's house, and if she wasn't on a summer day, fall day, spring day, if she was not in the house, I know either she's downstairs in the basement, in her trying to get some things together, washing clothes or pulling things out of the deep freezer, or she's in the backyard, because you go straight through the house and you talk to grandma, and she's doing something in the backyard, gardening, whatever she got to do, she's back there doing it. But it's always hands in the dirt. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's her resistance. That's my resistance. You could talk to, you could reduce, in terms of resistance, you can reduce diet-related disease through healthier versions of the traditional food that we are talking about. There's healthier versions of it. You ain't got to put salt on everything, heavy amounts of salt on everything. Health itself becomes a resistance. If systems have historically contributed to, in these food systems, if they historically contributed to higher rates of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, if you are the revolutionary, if you are a revolutionary and you dealing with this, you're not resisting. You're not the revolutionary that's resisting. You are feeding the system. You are inside of the system. You are not comforting people to be resistant of the system. So in many Black communities, we have individuals who may preach healthy. Yeah, man, stand up, fight the power, singing while I'm swinging. And then they go home, they eating a pork chop with trichinosis in it. And I'm not really making fun of it, because people, everybody got it's a lot of flaws out here. But if you doing that and you calling yourself the resistance type, and you dealing with these food-based diseases or foods that are contributing to these diseases, then you're feeding into the system that you're fighting against, and feeding into the system that you're telling people to fight through. Stop, y'all. Straight up. Please stop. And this is in our black communities. This is in our communities, period. No matter what race you from. This is literally, but specifically in our communities. So reclaim nutrition. Reclaim the power of food as resistance. Then you will win. Then we gonna win. Hey, y'all, on hour number 3, we're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna talk about our soldiers and folks like that. When we come back, let's take a break.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way.
improving lives so everyone can thrive, where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables, where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support, and where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, you're the sun of my morning, babe. Nothing in the water. Woo! Beautiful morning, you're the sun of my morning, babe. Nothing in the water.
Yep. Feel liberated, Feel liberated, Yep. It's about liberation. It's about liberation. Welcome back to the Grapevine, hour number 3. This is our last hour. We're probably going to just let it loose. We're going to let it loose. If you want to talk about something, talk about something. Hit me up, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. And we have been going in on the show. We talked about Frederick Douglass. We talked about food as resistance. What else did we talk about? We talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Black athletes in soccer. Talked about a whole lot of stuff. Somebody said, who eating sweet potatoes in the summertime? You right. Who eating sweet potatoes in the summertime? I'm wrong. It's on you. But if you got sweet potatoes, you can make them. You can actually bring them up here if you want to. You feel like it, bring them. I mean the pie. You bring the sweet potato pie up here. And make it with I'm telling you what to do. Make it with some cane sugar though. Like organic something. Maybe some almond sugar. They got almond sugar? Probably. Or something. But I'm glad y'all back. We're going to pick some more grapes. So let's talk about something that doesn't get enough shine this week. During a week like this. It doesn't get enough. Shout out to my military folks. My uncles served. Number of my uncles served in the military, Navy, Army, whatever, served in the military. Welcome back. And glad you guys are home. I'm going to continue to say that because I appreciate the service you laid out for this country. So black folks in military, black folks in civic duty, black folks showing up for a country that took its time for us. And I mean, took its time, decades, from generations that are still catching up in some places. I used to spend some time on the East Coast with some cousins. I call them cousins. And they always used to go to this place called the CA. They call it the CA, but it's actually Crispus Attucks. It was a place, a gym in Pennsylvania. I'm not gonna tell you the city. You can look it up. But they call it the CA. And I never knew what they were talking about. Like, why is it called Crispus Attucks? And later on, I found out, like in college, why they call it Crispus Attucks. And it was because they named it after the first man to die in the Revolutionary War. And his name was Crispus Attucks, and he was a black man. Yes. So before this country even settled, before this country was even settled, he was the first man to die in the Revolutionary War. Yes, it was a black man. So from Crispus Attucks to all the way right now, black service members stationed overseas while their families hold it down back home. Shout out to y'all. Y'all have always shown up. Even when the country was actively fighting wars, actively working against us at the same exact time when we were defending it. Fighting wars overseas for freedoms we couldn't even really touch back home. Even to today, still doing the same exact thing. It's the same footprint. So that's not a footnote in history. That's going on. That's our whole story. And if you really actually read it real close, it hits us right in the heart. Because when our service members came back home, especially during the time when we were fighting on other fronts, as we are to today, when our service members came back home, they were facing another type of crime levied against them that they didn't even know that they would really come back to. They weren't prepared. They were still in the war. When they came back, they had to fight a crime that they thought that they was free from. Ain't no Viet Cong do nothing to me. Nope. Yeah, that's them. So I think that's the part that gets lost when people try to make this like a simple conversation. When they're trying to flatten it down to a bumper sticker. It's not love it or leave it. We don't just serve. Like you gotta love within that service, you trying to love the country that you serving. You're trying to love the country that you're serving. And it's love it or leave it. And where are we going to go? Honestly, where are we going to go? Where are we going? We going back home? All right, y'all. I need all the people that don't belong here to go back home. Where are they going? If either they've been displaced and or kicked out, where are we going to go? How about you? How about if the person who said love it or leave it, and if you leave, you leave. You leave. Where are you gonna go? If your ancestry is from Poland, and have you ever been to Poland? No, you ain't. You ain't ever, no. Majority of the time, if your ancestry after 100, 200 years is Polish or German or Eastern Bloc European or Italian, you all mixed up all of that, Irish, Spanish, like actual Spanish, and you mixed up with all of that. How about you go to all those places, you separate yourself, and you go back to them places? Because that's how it feels when you tell somebody, man, if you don't love my country, you need to leave. No, it don't work that way. You can't just love the country and leave it. Leave and go where? with an American passport when you still got to pay? When you still have to pay into the system, you still paying taxes if you choose to leave, pretty much. And it's not burn it all down either. It's something more mature than both of those. It's we built this. It's we bled for this. It's we earned the right to critique it and claim it at the same time. The same damn time. So you don't get to tell anybody. You don't get to tell someone who served 2 tours or 2 wars like my grandfather. You don't get to tell him to bounce. Nah, he earned them stripes. He earned them medals. 2 wars, the Korean War and the Vietnam War. Those 2 wars he was in. Some of our black servicemen and service people, period. I'm not necessarily excluding a lot of folks, our service people out, because I'm glad you're here. But some people would serve and then would go back. Some people would have injuries, severe injuries, and ask to be put on desk duty or ask to be deployed again in a minimal fashion. Yes. So don't tell me that we can't critique this country that we in. Don't tell somebody that served 2 tours or 2 wars that they don't love this country enough because they just wanted, they wanted to do better. Both things can live in the same, they can operate the same space at the same damn time. Both things is true. If you got a veteran in your family, and I'm talking to y'all, if you got a veteran in your family, straight up, who served, somebody who still salutes the flag, even knowing the history, they know it down to the socks. They still salute the flag. Even knowing everything that we just talked about. Like it'll be cool to hear somebody call in and tell us their story. Tell me or hit us up on the chat. Tell me your story of resistance in relationship to your military service. Or you guys call them out. Call them. Shout them out. Let's honor them live on air, or honor them at the cookout. Allow them to have their own. Give them I'm not even call flowers. I'm not gonna call flowers. Get them their seeds so they can continue to grow. Give them their seeds so they can continue to grow. Remember what Frederick Douglass said. Remember, he said, Africa must rise and put on her yet unwoven garment. This is a part of resistance. It literally should probably even be a battle cry, because that's who we are a part of. We all in this world, everybody, all 8 billion people are related to a person who was born and raised in Africa. And that's what black people are representing. That's who black people are representing. That's who we're representing. And we're fighting for that person to be recognized. We're literally fighting for that one singular person to be recognized, because we all came from her. Hey, y'all, we're going to continue. We're going to get into some fun things when we come back in 2.
Make your home and family safer by properly getting rid of nasty chemicals and fire hazards. MMSD's Home Hazmat program offers 3 drop-off centers that are open all year long. It's fast and easy. You don't even have to get out of your car. And it's free to visit the drop-off. Lithium-ion batteries, old gas, propane tanks, they take all of that and more. For a list of things you can and cannot bring, locations and hours, go to MMSD.com. Milwaukee County residents only. No businesses.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We going ultra black, I got a toast to that. We don't fold the crack. We going, occasion we rose to that. Going postal, we going ultra black. Watching the global change, hopping the coldest range. Hit boy on the beat, this poster slap. We going ultra black. We going.
Yep, we going ultra black. Get ready, 101.7 The Truth. Family Fest is back. Join us Saturday, August 22nd from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Riverside University High School for free back-to-school resources, live entertainment, family activities, and community fun. Vendors and sponsors can reserve a spot by emailing sierra.brown@milwaukeeblackmedia.com. This is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and American Family Insurance. And American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. And if you're a part of the Truth family, you already know you worked hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Yes, and we're going ultra black. Straight up. Ultra. And welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and we're talking ultra black. Straight up. We're just going to talk ultra black. Let's talk about something real petty right now. Real petty that I've been experiencing all night. Real petty. Super petty. Fireworks. Dog, listen. Lord God, I beg y'all. I beg you. God, save these people. This is my prayer. This is my prayer, God. This is my prayer. God, save these people. Save these people from, Lord, I think we need to play that Kanye again, that Lord, stretch my hands. Listen, God, save these people from lighting fireworks after 10 o'clock. I mean, Lord, please save them from lighting fireworks after 10 o'clock. Please save them from the vitriol that I may spit from my face when I'm mad that they're waking me up after I put a 6-year-old to bed. Please help me. Help me help you. I mean, come on. Stop it. Just stop. Like 10 o'clock, it got to be shut down. And I'm not going to come out there and argue with you. I'm just going to ask you, dog, 10 o'clock. It's somebody in my neighborhood at 10 after 10 for 4 days straight have been lighting fireworks. Like, it's like clockwork. They must get home from work at 10. They go right in the backyard and they light these fireworks regularly for 4 days. And if somebody know who this person is, please have them. Just call in, man. This is so foul. But stay with me. Fireworks. That was my prayer. Amen, God. Ashe. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, God, for listening. Please help this person. Help me help them. But y'all need y'all to stay with me because this one's going to resonate with a lot of y'all. Every year is the same thing. Suburbs shoot off fireworks for a week straight. Professional grade sound like a war zone. Nobody blinks. Nobody calls anybody. Like, nobody. But let a block party get a little loud. Because we just loud people. We just, black. And for real, black people were some loud individuals. If you go to a black funeral, you go to a black birth, black people loud. It's a boy. Like a baby shower, it is loud. You go to a black birth, it's loud. You go to it's respectful in the black birth, but you go to a funeral, it's loud. I've been to a lot of funny black funerals. I had a aunt, a great aunt, grand aunt, whatever you would call it, that got buried, and the preacher started selling CDs. He literally started selling his gospel CDs in the back of the funeral. The south side of Chicago, man. He started selling CDs in the back of the funeral. My aunt had to, like, she's laying in the casket. She probably was, I thought I saw her blinking. Like, is this dude selling CDs? I'm supposed to go to heaven, meet God, and this dude selling CDs in the back of the funeral. That's so foul mess, dude. And he sold them for $10. People was buying them. He literally was at my, and this is what I'm saying is, this is how black people are. He literally was at my aunt's funeral. And I'm going down this rabbit hole a little bit. But he literally was at my aunt's funeral. Not only was he selling CDs, but he talked about how he used to be a pimp. This guy, he talked about how he used to be a pimp at my aunt's funeral. So he's like, he started all nice, man. This lady was this and that. And he was like, because if you don't turn your life around, basically, you gonna start pimping like I did. Before I gave my life to the Lord, I was outside this. He said he was outside the doors of the funeral home, pimping. Then he sold CDs, so he pimped us for his CDs too. I love my family. But we get noise complaints if we loud. We get noise complaints. Somebody breaks the boom box, Radio Raheem breaks the boom box. Let some of the kids be out in the corner kicking it. They, got whatever going on. And suddenly the police rolling through, slow, rolling the window down, and it's a whole different, once they roll down, the energy changes almost immediately. Same holiday, same tradition, it's a little louder, same explosions in the sky, different treatment, depending on really which zip code you're celebrating in. And that's it. Depending on the zip code you're celebrating in, you're going to get this, you get a different type of treatment. And it's not me being dramatic, Milltown, Illtown, but it's just what a lot of y'all, a lot of us have lived. I've witnessed suburbs kicking it with mad fireworks in the air. Just going up in the air. And I know a lot of y'all have seen it with your own eyes on your own street where the energy changes because everything's loud. Your kids are outside, you know, people getting chased with bottle rockets, stuff like that. Somebody gets, you know, injured by some fireworks. Oh, it happens every year. And for you, it's a small thing. It's a small thing on the surface. But, you know, those small things add up. You get one cop, two cops roll through, and then it's a problem. It's a problem. You can't change, like, and there's nothing against our law enforcement people, but it is something to say when the energy changes. When that energy, when you're having fun, that energy changes, then it turns serious, and then that's when it spews out. The seriousness spews out into other people. So it may seem like a small thing, but it's really big. That even how loud you are, you can't even be loud. You can't be loud because how loud you are, you're allowed to celebrate. You're allowed to celebrate. If you feel like you want to celebrate freedom or whatever it is, it really almost sometimes depends on where you're celebrating. It depends. Sometimes it depends on the zip code that you in. So tell me, how does 4th of July feel different depending on which side of town you're on? Or like, have you had that moment where you noticed the double standard in real time? Have you had that moment where you've noticed the double standard in real time? Straight up. Have you been on your porch one day and you seen the kids and oh man, this is super. Like back in the day, I don't know if they still do this. I need to ride through the hood and ride through the hood, really the hood, to find out if they do this. But you know, somebody takes a monkey wrench, a plumber's monkey wrench, and unscrews the fire hydrant cap and then turns the hose on. And then the cops come by, they turn it off, or whoever turns it off. Then people do it again. Then the cops are like, nah, nobody. And then they basically threaten the entire block. You do this again, we're gonna come back and, put the kibosh on you. Man. We got a lot to discuss. We got a little bit of time, but I want to have some fun. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to test my own black card theory. I'm going to see what I know. All right. We'll be back in 2.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The performing arts do more than entertain. They bring the community together.
From live performances and arts education to free community events, UPath helps support the organizations that keep southeastern Wisconsin vibrant. But it only happens because of people like you. Every gift helps keep the arts accessible and inspiring for the entire community. Join thousands of supporters and give today at upaf.org. UPath. One gift, regional impact.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. It's a challenging time to be a black leader in America. Recently, my colleagues at Bloomberg Business Week brought together a group of prominent black executives to talk about how they're navigating the White House, rollbacks to DEI initiatives, and the current mood in America surrounding race. Chris Williams is chairman at Siebert Williams Shank & Company. He said tribalism and political division is playing into how diversity is being perceived.
There are mindsets that are pro and con DEI that are becoming more entrenched, one side or the other, because aside from race, on every aspect of American life, the differences, the gulf between one viewpoint and another viewpoint is more entrenched and clear.
Williams says the U.S. is philosophically divided on a number of issues. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Sweet brother Malcolm, sweet Queen Betty, sweet Mother Mary, sweet Father Joseph, sweet Jesus. We made it in America.
Yes. Made it in America. Yes, we did. Sweet baby Jesus. We made it in America. Welcome back to The Truth 101.7. You're on and listening to The Grapevine, and we're going to pick some grapes on The Grapevine. UW Milwaukee Roar program at UW Milwaukee. Students don't have to wait until college start building their future. War ready. That's WROAR ready. Let students in K through 12th grade join in hands-on programs across campus, from science and tech to arts, sports, and more. Students try new things, meet new people, and build skills that matter. Get started today at uwm.edu/war ready. Yes, we're war ready. Go to UWM and get it in. And we're back. I'm glad y'all back. That's that Kanye, that Jay. Man, that song is, love that. Man, we earned a break from the heavy stuff. We earned a break. I'm gonna have some fun with myself because that's what I'm gonna do. Y'all, if y'all want to call in and play this black card game, call in and play the black card game. I'm gonna test your black card. If you get your black card revoked, don't call it. Nah, I'm not gonna say don't call in again, but just don't go to any of the barbecues. at all. Don't go to any of the barbecues. Just stay home. Stay home, put your head in the corner, and just put yourself on punishment. That's what you're going to do. If you get your black card, if you call in and you want to test your black card, let's do it. Test your black card. Tell somebody, call in 833-212-1017. I'm going to test my black card right now. What's Kendrick Lamar's first name? Kendrick. Which Milwaukee-born rapper created Chicken Talk? Chicken P. Before Jay-Z, Sean Carter grew up in before becoming Jay-Z, Sean Carter grew up in what New York housing project? Okay, the Marcy Projects, Marcy Homes. Finish this lyric. If you finish this lyric, somebody finish this lyric, I'm going to finish it. Cash rules everything. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill. Which rapper famously sold 10 million albums without a radio hit? That is Tech Nine. Who produced most of the Blueprint? That is Bink, Just Blaze, and Kanye. What city was known as the birthplace of hip hop? That's the Bronx, New York. I'm gonna continue to test myself over these because, this is kind of dope. I like this. What I'm trying to figure out. We have Juneteenth and July 4th as a holiday. Juneteenth and July 4th as a holiday, federal holidays. And they're officially on the calendar, paid days off and everything. Which one actually feels like our Independence Day? Because I don't think it's not an obvious answer, as people assume walking into this particular question. It's not an obvious answer. I got people in my life that go all out for Juneteenth. They go literally all out. Cookout, they selling food, stuff like that. Got spinach plates for $10. The whole nine. They treat it like the real deal. And then treat the 4th like it's just a day off work. Nothing more. No real feeling attached to it. And I got people who do the complete whole opposite. I know folks that do this. They put out the big flag. The big grill, big fireworks. It's a big fireworks show on the 4th. Full celebration mode. And Juneteenth barely gets a mention. Maybe a post on social media, and that's probably it. And honestly, I don't think either group is wrong. I think it says something different about each person's relationship to this whole complicated history, and I think it's worth actually talking through instead of just picking a side quietly in your own head. So I'm not going to tell you which one's right today. Definitely not. I actually want this for y'all to let this be a big old debate. Let it be a big old debate. And pick a side like your life depends on it. Which one is your Independence Day? Like the real Independence Day. And what does the other one mean to you, if anything? And I want real answers. So next week, give us some real answers. Let us know what you think. Let us know. And then let me know about the cookout playlist battle. I want to know whose playlist won. I want to know whose playlist won. Straight up. whose playlist is gonna whose uncle is gonna win on the playlist battle. Like on my playlist, let's see what I got on my playlist. I'm gonna tell y'all right now who I got on my playlist. Who I got on my playlist. Let's see. Let me see who I got on my playlist. Now I got on my library. Okay. I got Light Years by Nas and DJ Premier. I got Jay-Z, Ain't No. Got Troy Ave, Golf Cart Crossing. I got Cameron. Let's see. Cardinal Official, KRS-One, Wycliffe, Benny the Butcher. I got some more Jay. Let's see. Tierra Whack. Let's see. I'm telling y'all in a minute. I got Chance the Rapper. Ooh. I got, this album was so I got the Roots live album at the Blue Note in New York. That album is real nice. If you want a nice album to listen to, that entire album live, fire. Oh, I got Jill Scott, To Whom This May Concern. I got that. I think that's her new one. Music, Soul Child, Step Into the Arena, the scene, by Gangstar, Lettucey, Burner Boy. Yep. Goody Mob. So, it's not bad. Like, I don't have a bad. I got Nas, Prince. Got to have Prince. Probably got some Michael Jackson in there. Big X to plug. So I got some heat in my playlist. But what's in y'all playlist? What y'all playing on y'all playlist? Oh, Jasmine, you said Juneteenth. Juneteenth is your real Independence Day. So you probably just gonna work. You're gonna work on July 4th. July 4th is a Sunday, but some people work on Sunday, man. Sometimes it ain't a holiday for some folks. So I feel you. But just remember, both are federal holidays. So you ain't really have to do it. You can get away with it. Are y'all going, if your uncle stands up and salutes the flag, are y'all going to kneel? Is anybody going to kneel on the like, are people still kneeling or sitting down during the anthem at sports games? People still kneeling. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I don't even stand up. I don't. I ain't got the energy in my head. I don't have the energy. And is it worth it? Flags on porches versus flags getting burned in the news. Man, that's on y'all. Oh, your job is closed? Jasmine, my job is closed. July is on 4th is on Saturday. Okay. Oh, snap. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Look, correct me. But you didn't correct me on the sweet potato question. It wasn't even a question. Baybar was like, they don't serve sweet potato in the fall, basically. Like, help me. Help me help you. I just want to understand. Are y'all kneeling? Are y'all standing up for during the anthem at sports games? I'm not standing up at all. Like, forget it. No. I'm not doing that. Man, just not doing it. I'm sorry. I recognize that my folks, some of my relatives served in the wars and stuff like that, but I'm just not that type of patriot. I'm patriotic in a lot of ways, but I'm just not that type of patriot and not that type of patriotic type of person. You ain't gonna get me. Nah, I understand the system. All right, y'all. When we come back, we're gonna try to have a little bit more fun. We're just riffing. Here's some, oh yes.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Giving me the silent treatment, baby. Can't you see what you mean to me? Constantly. Yep. Me. Treating me silently. Yes. We're going to talk about a little money before, since we talked about y'all just being home from the Independence holiday. We're going to talk about a little money, and welcome back to the Truth 101.7 Truth Nation. I'm your host, Manan Sabir of the Grapevine, and we're about to pick some grapes. You got to pick these fruits. Yes, going to pick these fruits. And we're going to pick these fruits. But let me tell you American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. For almost 100 years, they've been committed to helping families protect what matters most: your home, your vehicle, and the dreams you're building every single day. If you're part of The Truth audience, you already know you work hard for yours. That's why having the right protection in place matters. American Family helps you stay ready for whatever life brings so you can focus on moving forward. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at AmFam. Let's talk this money, shmoney, that cash shmoney. Because independence, it ain't just political. It's economic too. So while you taking that day off, try to make that cash too. Independence is a part of the economics that hits closer to home for most of y'all listening right now. You can wave that flag all day, or you can kneel all day. You can have the biggest fireworks show on the block. But if you can't build wealth, pass down a house, start a business without 10 extra hoops to jump through that other folks got to jump through, how independent are you really? Yes, how independent are you really? Independence Day is supposed to mean you belong to yourself. Mean that you belong to yourself. But that really doesn't care what holiday it is. It does not. A closed door at the bank doesn't take a day off for the 4th of July. Nope. So I ain't here to drown y'all in numbers. I'm not here to drown y'all in numbers. Y'all know the story without me pulling up a spreadsheet. Y'all live the story redlining. We all have been redlined. Wage gaps, access to capital, access to health care, proper channels of food, who gets approved and who gets, we'll follow up with you and never do. We know. So I don't need to cite any report to y'all to tell you what your life has already told you. We don't need to do that. I don't need to tell you no report. I don't need to tell you about anything that you already know. I really want to know, like, what you gonna do about it? You got that day off? Are you gonna go to that family reunion, and are you gonna talk to the folks about having access to capital, or y'all just gonna eat? Are you gonna plan to thrive, or are you gonna plan to survive? Which one are you gonna do? Because it's easy to show up and eat the apple pie. Babe, are you right? I'm gonna change it up. Sweet potato, no sweet potato pie. But it's easy to not have to show up and eat the apple pie, fried chicken, barbecue chicken, the barbecue chicken, watermelon, all that. It's easy to show up and do that. But what's harder is listening to folks and not saying anything about how you gonna get free. Like more free than what's going on right now. So yes, the struggle is something that we are working through. We trying to work through it. We already know that Milwaukee, this may be your Independence Day, or it may not be. It may not be. It may not be your Independence Day. But what does your version of this Independence Day look like? And actually, is it yours? Or are you debt free? Because do you own something with your name on the deed? We can definitely talk about that, because really the government can take over whatever they want. So is it really yours? But are your kids inheriting struggle Are they inheriting the struggle? Are they starting further ahead than you did? Being able to take the day off, is that, and you could just do the math, is that really real independence? What does that day off cost you? That's real independence. What, like, if you look at your relatives, what does that day off cost you? And if, it's not just like you owing your cousin gas money for the ride to the cookout. That counts too, but freedom comes in levels. And every level deserves respect. Every level deserves respect. But for real, let's hear where y'all at. Let's hear where y'all at. What's your Independence Day gonna look like? How far off is it? How far off is your Independence Day? I want to know. Is it close to what I said? Is it or am I off base? I'm gonna go to the chat real quick because I haven't shouted out our folks at the chat. Jasmine West said Juneteenth. My job is closed. July 4th is on a Saturday. July 4th is a Saturday. Day 824 said I try not to looking at my phone at all. Baybar said my playlist is house music, Master P, and house music. Yes, man. We could go to that house music fest in Chicago all day, Baybar. Come on, man. Let's go. 90s R&B. Yep. Some of that R&B, man, it was like extreme sexual. The Baby, Lil Baby. Yes. I get it. I want y'all to have fun. We did a lot of heavy lifting. We talked about things that are loud. Did a slight Milwaukee roll call. Your block, your side of town, your family. Who's ever doing the cookout. If you doing the cookout tonight, who's ever grilling, who's ever got the aux core, whoever, they're the real MVP. I don't want no speeches. Just give them the energy. Just come up, show your side of the family what the energy feels like. If you're from the north side, from the south side, west side, show them what that energy looks like. Please show them what that energy looks like. Today we got a little emotional. We talked about a kid named Malik that took the world, the U.S. on his back. It was a full week's worth of talk in 3 hours, and I'm ready to go home. I'm gonna go grab this 6-year-old, and we're gonna ride out. We're gonna ride around. We're gonna ride out like we Nipsey Hussle on Victory Lap. This is the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and y'all stay tuned because the best of jazz is next. All right, y'all. Holla.